up for Ohio State.
You've waited all day for this.
He's stealing away. He's going to take it to the house. 85 yards. Down the right side going Devin Smith. Got it at the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown.
The one show that's nothing but the Buckeyes.
Oh, Brad Rucker for the touchdown. Kraft shoots it high on the right for 3.
This is the Buckeye Show.
Welcome to the Buckeye Show, ladies and gentlemen. This is Tim May along with Tyvis Powell. Tyvis, we've got an abbreviated version of the Buckeye Show, right? I think that's why I'm probably here. I'm abbreviated.
Listen, we only got an hour tonight, but it's going to be the best hour the station has ever seen.
Yeah, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's Tyvis Powell putting it way out there for us to swing at that pitch. And
they told me it was a great quote that said, "Shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land amongst the stars."
That's exactly what John Cooper said when he showed up. You know, it's she said, shoot for the eagle, and if you miss, you hit the ground. Shoot for the sky or the heavens, and you might hit what you're looking for. I wanted to ask you this real quick. We're going to talk about a lot of things here tonight, not just Buckeye football, but we're definitely going to talk on Buckeye football. But obviously, Sweet 16 is upon us. Baseball season is upon us.
Yep.
Are you leaving a happy man today after opening day? I mean, what's your
Well, yeah. There's no secret that I am a Guardians fan.
Yes,
I mean, I think
guarding that.
I think the hat kind of gives that away, and I was happy with our results. Obviously, I sat in the studio and I watched. We got 2 TVs in the studio, so I got the Guardians on one and I got the Reds on the other. Plus, I'm listening to the Reds broadcast because obviously we're airing it.
Yeah.
And I watched both games unfold. Obviously, both games started around the same time. They ended about the same time, and man, Reds fans, I'm so sorry.
Yes.
I watched that just like I'm sitting because me and Bodie was talking about it. Like, it's 3-2. I'm like, oh yeah, this game's over. They probably go ahead and get these three outs and it's over. And yeah, game get tied up and then boom, you see a home run get hit and it just it was bad.
You remember what Yogi Berra used to say? It ain't over till it's over.
Yeah, but I feel for Reds fan because they should have pulled that. They should have pulled that picture after he gave up the tying run. They probably should have pulled that. Tito got to be a little bit better with that.
Yeah,
but it's game one. It's game one. Obviously, you got 161 games to go.
As I say about baseball, it's game one of too many games.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. But I'm kind of tainted, man. I had to cover the Indians' home games back in the mid-'80s, early '80s, mid-'80s when the Indians stunk. But
hey, the 90s was good to us.
Now the Guardians. I wouldn't be in. The Indians is who I covered, and now the Guardians. But and it kind of tainted baseball for me forever. But
really,
yeah,
listen, hold on. First of all, if you watch the Guardians today, it was an exciting game. Kyle Manzardo is that deal. Who needs Josh Naylor?
Where was the game played? That game?
It was in Kansas City.
Guardians. Yeah, when I covered the Indians, they played. Excuse me. Guardians used to be known as Indians. They played in the old Cleveland Stadium. Like I told you, if Bob Feller and Jim Brown hadn't played there, it wouldn't have been romantic for anybody. I hated that stadium. It always seemed like it had like 40 people in the stands. I mean, it was not inspiring.
It's a lot of facilities in Cleveland that need some renovating or upgrading. Obviously, you see the Browns doing what they're doing. So
Progressive Field, Jacobs Field before that. I mean, that's a nice baseball stadium. And Quicken Loans, I like that. You like Quicken Loans, don't you?
Oh yeah, but it's the Rocket Arena now. So
is it going to ruin things when they build the dome, not downtown?
No, not to me.
Yeah, not me either.
Yeah,
I thought they really screwed up when they didn't put a dome on that thing in the first place.
Well, the team came back in '99. They was building it up fast. And they wanted to hurry up and get a stadium done, so it was built pretty cheaply. But it is what it is.
Yeah, it's on a landfill. It's on a landfill. You got to move fast. The ground is shifting.
Yeah.
Hey,
got some big news.
Sweet 16. Yeah, go ahead and hit with the big news here.
The big news is that it's sad that this is where we are in today's society. Where are we at in society that you got to announce that you coming back? But obviously you heard Bodie talk about it in the update. John Mobley Jr. decided to return for his sophomore season, which is a big get. Obviously, going into this offseason, there were 4 players that a lot of people were like, they have to find a way to keep those guys.
Yeah.
It was Bruce, John Mobley Jr., Devin Royal, and Sean Stewart. You got to keep those 4 guys because you think you got to keep them as your core. And to have John Mobley say he's coming back, that's obviously a big get.
Is that a domino?
Hopefully.
Does it start to fall?
Hopefully. I mean, but you got to think, it's funny because they just got the guy Cups from Indiana, and he's a guard. Obviously, with Mobley coming back, you would think that him and Bruce, which Bruce still has yet to announce, I feel like the guy is a part of the team until he says he's not. Nowadays, you got to announce either way, which is crazy.
Say, yeah, exactly. I mean, well, why do you have to? If you're coming back, why do you even have to have a press conference, so to speak?
Well, you ask Cardell.
Yeah. There you go. Well, that was a big, yeah. We all remember that day.
Yeah.
I don't think Urban Meyer has. He had somebody with him. I think was driving. He's never driven. He drove to Cleveland.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever driven that fast or been in a car moving that fast.
You've never been in a car with him there because that's how he drives.
But you know what I'm saying. I think there was extra juice that day, man. It was like because he had to get there quick, man.
The sickest part about that whole thing is, I didn't even know what his decision was. I thought I had an idea, but like we never sat down. I was like, "Yeah, you coming back? Yeah, I'm coming back." It wasn't that. Like I found out when everybody else found out.
Well, let's hit this before we go. I mean, you and I have never talked about it. Did Cardell make a mistake in the final analysis?
Like
of coming back because he was as hot as you could be.
I mean, I think that's the thing in all collegiate sports. You got to leave when you're hot,
Right.
And arguably, obviously, he would only had 3 games of tape, which could have come back, and obviously they would have picked him apart in those three games.
Yeah.
But that quarterback class was weak that year. I mean, you had Jameis and you had Marcus Mariota. Outside of that, I don't even remember who the third guy was.
Yeah.
I think it was the guy, Grayson something. I can't think of what it is.
Grayson Murray? Yeah.
No, it was something with a G. I can't remember what his name is, but like that Cardell would have been like easily been the third. And then I think if he would have tested and you would have watched him throw the ball, like you'd have been like, okay, this guy has some very good arm talent. Now, would he have come in and been a starter right away? I don't think that's the case. I think he would have had to go somewhere where team would have been patient with him, knowing that, hey, he's got to grow. He hasn't played a lot of football. We're watching it similarly with Anthony Richardson. Like, they drafted him at the 5th pick, but he hadn't played a lot of football.
Right.
And now you're watching those growing pains because he's still trying to learn how to be a starter because he hasn't been doing it for many years. I think Cardell would have had something similar like that, but I think his chances of succeeding would have been good because teams would have drafted him knowing this guy, we have to be patient with this guy, and we have to make sure that we get a good quarterback coach to continue to groom this kid.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that was too bad, that 2015 team, though, because that was chock full of stars still, man, and just didn't click, right? I mean, you never know.
Well, you talking about on the offensive side? Yeah. Okay. Because defensively, we were fine.
Oh, yeah.
Offensively, it was it was a lot that went on. Obviously, you had a coaching change, offensive coordinator change, and philosophies and things changed like that. Then you got 2 quarterbacks that you're calling an offense for a quarterback that's mobile, but your quarterback that's in there is not mobile. So it was a lot that went into that whole thing that if we could go back in time, you was probably better off. If you wanted to run a mobile offense with a mobile quarterback, you would have been better off just running JT out there to start.
Yeah, if there had been a college football playoff then
we would have been in it and we probably could have repeated.
Exactly. And that's you should have been in it anyway, in my opinion.
I agree, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, are you bummed that Ohio State basketball for 2 years in a row is not in the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, it is. It's getting to a point where I'm really starting to get frustrated with it because, growing up, like, that was big to me. Obviously, as a kid, I watched them go to a national championship. They lost to Florida, but I still got to get to watch them do that.
Yeah.
My freshman year on campus, they got to the Final Four against Kansas. So it's like I was there. I've seen the good days of Ohio State basketball, and ever since I've been removed, it's like the further I get removed, the more it's going more downhill, and I want that to stop. I don't want Ohio State to be just known as a football school. I know it probably will for all times, but I want the basketball team to get on a nice run. Why can't it be a year where Ohio State basketball goes on a great run? You hear so many stories about McNeese, Drake, all these other schools, but it can't be Ohio State. So we got to find a way to at least give us one special year that we can be like, all right, that's really cool. This team can really do something.
Does it take your interest away from the NCAA tournament at all when your school isn't in it?
Yeah, it does, because it makes you not really want to pay attention to it, because it's like, you're watching it like, I don't really care who wins this whole thing. And then, obviously, me being a part of the Big Ten, it's like, all right, you want to root for the Big Ten schools, but two of the Big Ten schools I absolutely despise, which is the Wolverines and Michigan State, so it's like hard to root for them. Even though I like Tom Izzo, it's hard to root for them, and I just don't believe in Maryland, and Purdue kind of just don't have enough to me to win it all.
Yeah. Does Maryland feel like it's in the Big Ten yet? I mean, does it feel like it's in the Big Ten? Has it grown on you?
Basketball is their thing.
Yeah.
Football, they got a long way to go.
Yeah.
I mean, their coaches on thin ice, and they got some things to figure out. But obviously, I don't know if they're going to keep their head coach, because he's complaining about not having enough money. So that's another thing in itself.
But if Maryland wins it all, are you going to be just going, boy, Big Ten, man, rock and roll?
Yeah. I'd be happy to see that.
Okay.
If Maryland goes and does some great things, I would cheer Maryland on for sure.
Well, let's look at it real quick. I mean, tonight you got Alabama versus BYU. You've got Florida versus Maryland in the 7, I call them the 7 o'clock games. And then later in the evening, you got Duke versus Arizona, Texas Tech versus Arkansas. Who do you see emerging from those two regionals?
Well, obviously, I mean, my Final Four prediction, I'm going to just skip the Elite Eight. I'm going to get straight to the Final Four.
Yeah, there you go.
My Final Four prediction is Auburn. This is sad because it's a bunch of SEC schools.
Oh, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Duke.
Yeah.
Tennessee. And I guess Florida. Florida's one of the teams that's been hot. So
what's wrong with that? I mean, I think
I just don't like the fact that I despise the SEC a little bit, because
that's chalk,
they think the SEC think they better than everybody, and I don't like that.
Yeah,
it kind of bothers me.
Isn't it funny what they think they're better in now than 2 years ago?
Yeah, football. They was king of football. Now they running basketball.
Yeah, now they're running around.
So like I don't want them to have 3 teams in the Final Four, but it's probably going to happen.
Who wins it all in your book right now? I mean, I know we're jumping ahead, but why not, right?
For some odd reason, I'm rooting for Tennessee. I don't know why. I picked them in my bracket. My Final Four still looks pretty good.
Yeah.
But I think that if I remember correctly, I think they may have to play Duke to get there.
Yeah.
And obviously Cooper Flagg is one of the best players, if not the best player in college basketball, and he's been looking really good in these games. So it's going to be a tough ask.
I've liked Auburn all along this year, because like I said on the show here,
because they got that big man.
Yeah, but they can all of a sudden just crush you. You know what I mean? But Duke shows the same propensity, in my opinion. I mean, Cooper Flagg. I mean, they have an ability to just run on you.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure the other two teams are quite up to that and stuff. But you and I are better off talking about football anyway. And when we come back here in just a second, here on the Buckeye Show, we're going to talk Ohio State Pro Day, where we see maybe some of these guys going where they fit best. But we'll be right back. Tyvis Powell and Tim May here on the Buckeye Show.
A lot has changed in 30 years, but we're still that old shoe that feels worn in and well-loved. And, well, we smell a little, but you've accepted that. The Fan.
No matter what you love about March Hoops, it's always mad, but we're always rooting for our Buckeyes. When you embrace a chill mindset, it's a good time to crack open a Coors Light and choose chill all tournament long. Join the ESPN Tournament Challenge presented by Coors Light for a chance to win cash, prizes, and even a flyaway trip to a mountain retreat. Just submit a photo of your broken bracket at CoorsLight.com/March Hoops. Coors Light, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. 21 means 21. Celebrate responsibly.
Everybody poops, everybody pees. Mommy, will you call Mr. Rooter, please? 'Cause I gotta poop and I gotta pee. Only Mr. Rooter can clear the drain for me. Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
Hi, everybody. We call it what it is at Mr. Rooter. When you have a plumbing or drain problem, the team at Mr. Rooter is ready 7 days a week. Call us today and take advantage of our $95 drain cleaning special. Visit us at MrRooter.com. We'll be there quick.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change will help ease your oil change-anxiety. Picture expert technicians who are quick but not rushed. When you hear the bell, breathe in and out. Now, let go of your oil change-anxiety. Visit Valvoline Instant Oil Change today and find automotive peace. No appointment needed.
Add some spice to your pizza night with Donato's new Smoky Hot Honey Pizza and Smoky Hot Honey Chicken Sub. Bringing hardwood smoked bacon, wood-fired chipotle seasoning, and Mike's Hot Honey together for savory, smoky, sweet heat perfection. Now get $4 off a large Smoky Hot Honey Pizza using promo code SMOKY. More toppings, more flavor, more fun. Donato's. Gotta love more.
Can't get enough of your favorite fan content? Good news, we're on all the digitals. Follow 971 The Fan on X, Facebook, YouTube, The Talk, and Gram. Your digital home for endless shenanigans. The Fan.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint with their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind. It's a front row seat to the big game. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen, and so big you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint, and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers. We're improving lives. We're reimagining healthcare.
Looking for a very special way to commemorate the 9th National Championship in Ohio State football history? Then check out the beautiful Ohio State timepieces at OxiaTime.com. Oxia has created a series of heirloom quality designs to celebrate the Buckeyes, including the limited edition Ryan Day autograph box sets. Equally impressive to the quality of their products is the quality of the people behind these watches. Go to OxiaTime.com to learn more on their backstory and claim your piece of Ohio State history. That's AXIATime.com.
At Kroger, an annual Boost membership is better than ever. Save up to $1,100 each year on gas, groceries, delivery fees, and streaming options. With double fuel points, unlimited free delivery, and exclusive savings for members, there's so much to love about Boost. Sign up for a Boost membership today. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Increasing clouds, light winds, and mild on this Thursday. Temperatures in the low 60s, but some scattered showers moving in overnight into your Friday morning, starting off the day in the mid to upper 40s. Scattered shower, possible thunderstorm through mid-afternoon, but drying out by Friday evening and warming up back in the low 70s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
All Buckeyes all the time. You're welcome. This is the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
This is Tim May sitting in for somebody. Who am I sitting in for?
Timmy Hall.
Tim Hall, so just call me Tim. Yeah.
I mean, it is. The Buckeye Show is Timmy's show. And make sure that you download, like, and subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Search the Buckeye Show.
But I'm going to let you talk.
Oh, you going to let me talk?
I'm going to let you talk.
Okay, so on the tease was we're going to talk some Pro Day. Now, Pro Day was yesterday. Obviously, you were out there.
Yes.
I didn't get a chance to go.
I didn't bring my stopwatch. I forgot it.
You should have, because those are important things. What did you see? Who stood out to you?
I'll tell you I'll get to the main part first. I thought Travion Henderson had a tremendous pro day.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking about just in the route running and catching passes from Will Howard part. I mean, all over the field, out swings, out cuts down the field, takeoffs down the sideline. He has to. I've always believed out of this group, especially the way the season ended, he could be that real surprise day. I know running backs are a dime a dozen anymore, but he adds a lot to it other than being a running back, because he can be a threat a matchup threat for you down the field in the passing game, because you could always, could all of a sudden slide him out, or obviously the wheel route, all those kind of things you can do. But I think Travion Henderson just showed out to me yesterday. We didn't get to talk to him afterwards, at least I didn't. But I know he had a good day. Quinshon didn't really work out. He was there hobnobbing, because he's already put in his work.
Yeah. If you go to the combine and you do well at the combine,
Carlos Lachlan was hobnobbing too. I mean, those guys came to play this year, agreed?
Yeah.
And I thought Carlos Lachlan had a lot to do with that. But those are two guys. And, Josh Simmons, I don't know if he wants you to call him Jimmy or not. They were calling him that on the practice field.
You know why I think they called him Jimmy? Because they had Josh Fryer and Josh Simmons, so they called him Jimmy. It was this similarly to when Joe Burrow was here. We never called him Joe. We called him John. Because Joe. Yeah, JT's name was Joe, and he didn't want that. He didn't want Joe Burrow to be called Joe.
And we all know JT thinks on another level anyway. He's a different intellect, at least than I am. I mean, JT has a lot of things going on, and good for him. But those are some of the guys. I mean, obviously, it was unfortunate to see Tyleik Williams. You thought he blew a tire?
I thought he did.
But he didn't.
Yeah.
I mean,
they said it's a hamstring, correct?
Yeah. Yes, he claimed afterwards it was a cramp.
Oh,
barely a cramp. Yeah, and it kind of hit him in the top of the calf.
Did he end up doing like drills?
No.
Okay.
But they helped him up, but then later he just walked off on his own.
I seen that. I seen that on the video. The thing for him that if it was just a cramp, that means that. See, that what people don't realize is people think that it's pro day and then that's it. No, teams still come back and they'll work you out.
Yeah.
So what will happen is if it is just a cramp like he say it is and he's fine, teams are going to come back and say, hey, we want to work you out because we want to put you through some drills and see what you are so we'll know if we're going to draft you or not.
Let me tell you something, though. Before it hit him, and it literally was like watching a NASCAR wreck because he –
I watched it. The video was on Twitter. I think Timmy Hall actually reposted it. So if you want to see it, go find Timmy Hall Radio 97.1, I think is his
as a late Hayden Fry would say, he went tea kettle on that one and just rolled and stuff. But that was a big man moving fast.
Yes.
Before he hit the turf.
Yep.
Just like Devon Hamilton. I thought Devon Hamilton. Ty Hamilton. Yeah. I'm already mixing him up with his brother because I'm telling you, they're on the same career path, man. Late bloomers in college to a certain extent where they really became factors, their last year.
Yeah.
And now I think Ty Hamilton is going to go somewhere and play I think he's going to play a long time. But and then just one other quickie from me. I really like the way Denzel Burke took care of business Jordan Hancock, but especially Denzel Burke in coverage. I tried to get over to Lincoln Keynotes and tell him, I said, I've never seen an Ohio State quarterback throw that many interceptions in one day. Because, he was throwing he was doing the soft toss to the whatever. But
he taking care of his guys. It's crazy that that's the case because when I did pro day, we had Aaron Glenn, who's the head coach at the Jets.
That's right.
He was the guy that was out there and he was throwing the ball and taking us through drills. And I tell you what, man, you'd be surprised how many of them guys got little heaters on them, man. But I caught everything. Didn't drop no money as my sound bite likes to say. I ain't dropped no money.
What's that old line? I made some money today.
Yeah.
What's your take on a guy that you've got your eye on from this group that you think could surprise? In the draft, I'm really big on Cody Simon. I think that Cody Simon, if he goes to the right situation, I think he can be a really good linebacker because he's athletic. And what I really like about him is he's a student of the game. Oh, yeah. See, like so many people, a lot of people got to realize, and it's funny because I seen LeBron go on his rant about Stephen A., but he said something that was very factual, and it's something that I learned towards the end of my short career in the NFL, is that the reason that most people are great and able to succeed is not because of their physical attributes. Now, don't get me wrong. Physical traits is great. But if you smart and you understand what's trying to be done, you can play this game for a very long time at a very high level. Yep.
It's so many guys. Like, it was a guy that I looked up to by the name of Jim Leonard. I forget where he at. I think he at Wisconsin, maybe.
He was. I don't know where he at. I'm trying to remember.
But Jim Leonard was a guy that I used to watch his tape because Jim Leonard was not the most athletic guy at all, but he was in the right place at the right time all the time because he studied tape and he knew the playbook like the back of his hand.
Yeah.
And Cody Simon is exactly like that. Now, the difference is Cody Simon's actually a beast athletically as well.
Yeah.
But that dude watched so much tape, and he just understands the entire defense and where everybody's supposed to be, and it allows him to make plays. So I think because he's a student of the game, obviously linebackers don't get drafted in first rounds and all those things like that anymore. But whoever gets their hands on him will be getting a very smart football player, and I think he can be a great leader on the defense.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on record. I mean, said it many times over the course of January. I thought he was the best linebacker in the country.
Yeah.
The last half of the season, including the playoffs. I don't know if you agree or not, but
I mean, it was a reason that he won Defense MVP. It was well deserved.
Yeah. Yet he wasn't a finalist for the Buckeyes.
I got to pass the torch.
Those awards come out way too early.
I got to pass the torch to Cody Simon.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, I got some landing spots because I wanted to just throw some spots that I think I got like 7 guys that I think if they go to this place, it'll be a perfect kind of fit for them.
All right, let me real quick. Any of them going to the Browns?
Yes,
in your
I do have
spot.
one.
All right,
I do have one. So the first one is a Mecca. I got a Mecca going to the Patriots. The reason why I picked the Patriots, I don't think he's going to go, 4th pick in the draft. But the reason why I picked the Patriots is because they have a good quarterback there, or a good up-and-coming quarterback with Drake May. They're both young.
Yeah.
But the reason that I like him is because he'll be with Mike Vrabel.
Right.
And Mike Vrabel is a really good head coach that teaches aggressiveness. You know, obviously when A.J. Brown was with Tennessee, he became a dog at Tennessee. I think Emeka could get that same satisfaction if he went to the Patriots and was with a Drake May and with the Mike Vrabel, because he will teach them the attitude of how to play the game. And I think that that'll take his game to another level.
Yeah, and I didn't even mention him because I thought he looked great just like he has for a while yesterday.
Yeah, I mean it's a given. It's a given with him.
Exactly. Go ahead.
Next was Travion Henderson. I picked the Dallas Cowboys. Why I picked the Dallas Cowboys is because I think Dallas offensive line is pretty solid. The Rico Dowdy, what's his name, Bodie? Dowdle? What's the running back from Dallas last year?
Rico Dowdle. Yep.
Yeah.
You were all over it, Tavis.
I know a couple of things.
It's a memorable name.
I think that with the season that he had, you know, he wasn't this big, fancy, big-time guy, but he had a very productive season there.
Yeah.
I think with a guy like Travion being explosive, one, he's a mismatch on anybody that he'll play up against because of the fact that you can slide him out and use him as an extra wide receiver. He's like a Marshall Faulk type guy.
I was talking about.
Yeah. So I think that, and he's got that home run hitting ability. I think you got to, with Dak Prescott being your quarterback whenever he gets healthy, I think you got to have a get out of jail free card. And that, to me, just a simple dump off to Travion. Obviously, we've seen him in the Texas game take a pass and go 75 yards. To have that ability on that offense with CeeDee Lamb, you know, and those other guys there, that would be scary.
I agree 100%.
Thank you.
Let's get through these quick, though, if we're going to do 7.
All right, Quinshawn to Cleveland. I got Quinshawn going to Cleveland. I think he'd be a perfect back there in Cleveland because they want to get back to running the football, and they need a guy that has durability but also is explosive, and obviously he does really well on pass blocking. So I think that Cleveland would be a good spot for him. Will Howard to Minnesota. The reason I picked Minnesota is because I think Will Howard needs to continue to learn how to be a good quarterback. And Kevin O'Connell, obviously we've seen what he's been doing with the Sam Darnolds, what he did with what he's going to do with J.J. McCarthy. He's just really good at mentoring young quarterbacks and helping them get up to speed. He breaks the game down for them that they understand it. And I think that's something that Will Howard also can benefit from and become a good quarterback. Next for me, I put Cody Simon to the Giants. I already talked about how great Cody Simon is, but the reason I picked him to the Giants is because I think they have a really good D-line, which will keep him clean, which will allow him to be able to free flow and make a lot of plays. So the Giants will be a great spot for him. Jack Sawyer to Cincinnati. Sam Hubbard just retired. You replace him with a guy that's from Ohio as well that can be productive. I think him on the opposite side of Trey Hendrickson would be magical. And then last was JTT. I took him and put him to Seattle because he's a West Coast guy. Yeah. You got Leonard Williams on one side. You got JTT on the other side. I think that those guys can make some magic happen over there.
I like every one of those. Which one or ones do you think will actually happen?
They all should happen. If I had to pick a lock for one of these actually happen, I think for some odd reason I've been saying Jack Sawyer to Cincinnati. For some odd reason I just think that's going to be the case.
I think it'd be a great fit, and you could run Sam Hubbard's fumble return, remember, for a touchdown. And then Jack's return for a touchdown on a loop.
It'd be like a perfect replacement.
Yeah, I mean, almost the same play. Who will be the first of Ohio State players, who will be the first one taken in this draft? Because you and I may not talk before then. Who knows?
I'm going to say Josh Simmons.
Dude, isn't it amazing that they won the national championship?
Without Josh Simmons.
And they lost Josh Simmons, who everybody considered the best left tackle in college football this year, and Seth McLaughlin, the Remington Award winner. They still won the national championship.
Yeah.
What does that tell you?
That this team was destined to win it all.
Yeah.
That's what it tells me.
What's your sense about this one coming up?
This new team?
Yeah.
They got some work to do. We'll see.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back to talk about Buckeyes, but not football. We're going to talk with Kirin Kumar, first-year softball coach at Ohio State. I mean, it's exciting because they lead the nation in home runs and doubles. I mean, what a flip for this program. We'll be back in just a moment here on the Buckeye Show.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
Buckeye Nation, join us on April 13th at the 2025 Ohio State Four-Mother, presented by Union Home Mortgage, the Ohio Beef Council, and Raising Cane's. This is your chance to run down the tunnel and finish on the 50-yard line at Ohio Stadium. A portion of the proceeds benefit the Buckeye Cruise for Cancer. This is something you won't want to miss. Register today at ohiostatefourmother.com. Go Bucks!
Hi, Kevin. How's my engine doing?
Well, you tell me, little lady.
What?
Ma'am, an engine is delicate. It's got a lot of parts. Rub it together.
Oh, is that so?
Lube her up real nice, and she'll purr like a kitty cat.
How do you know so much about engines?
Well, I spent a lot of time under that hood.
Babe, she is running hot. Let's go. And next time, I get to play the mechanic.
Rev up the romance with Lion's Den, the official store of pleasure, passion, and romance.
At Meijer, we work hard to bring more of the good life to your life, so you can bring home more perfectly plump and flavorful produce picked for precise freshness, beautifully marbled, beyond brag-worthy certified Angus beef, and more must-have money-saving M-Perks rewards. Because saving more on local favorites is good, but bringing home more of what you love in every trip, that's the good life. We do more to make life a good deal better at Meijer.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State Athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Buckeye talk that's way fresher than a Fan Cafe chili dog. Doggy. You're listening to the Buckeye Show.
Presented by Coors Light.
That's right, the Buckeye Show. This is Tim May, your guest host, hosting your regular Tavis Powell. Tavis, are you always the guy at the party? I mean, I'm usually here a lot. Yeah, I'm here a lot. Yeah, you get a lot of time, man. We're going to be. We have 2K Kirin Kumar, the first-year softball coach for Ohio State, and Kirin, 2K. I know you prefer 2K, don't you?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Whatever you want. Whatever's easiest for you. Just don't call you late for the game time. Bottom line is, you guys are getting it done in a big time way. I mean, you're not only winning, but you're winning in spectacular fashion in terms of just pounding the softball. I mean, you lead the nation in home runs. You lead the nation in doubles. Just really, Kirin, can you give people an idea of why you thought this kind of approach would work at Ohio State? Because you definitely, coming from Miami, was that step up going to be a step up for you from a challenge standpoint? But you and your team are getting it done. What do you attribute it to?
Well, I think you have to score runs to win. So I think when you hit the ball, you score runs, and that's the number one goal is to win, right? Yes. Score more runs than the other team. So, one of the biggest thing is it takes all fall to teach them to hit, and they grasped it and listened to it. And, I think some people started off slow, and now they're getting it, and it's awesome and fun to watch. It is just fun to watch them grow from when I first got here to where they're at now.
You know, Coach, what made Ohio State attractive to you to want to, be the coach here, and how has your relationship with them developed over the year, I guess?
Yeah, well, I mean, you played at Ohio State, so I mean, what's attractive to Ohio State?
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't want to be here? And then, being in the state for 4 years, everyone talks about Ohio State. You see it everywhere you go, and so softball they say hasn't been on top at Ohio State like all the other sports, lacrosse, women, men, football. Obviously, we see the women's hockey team in the national championship. So like that's kind of what attracted me to see like, hey, can we do it here? And I mean, being surrounded by amazing coaches, I'm learning from them every day. Yeah. So, and then with the relationship with the team, I think at the beginning it's them getting to know me getting to know them, and then me trusting them, and them, having them trust me that I have their best interest, and we're going from there.
Has this team gotten off to a better start than you thought, Kirin? I mean, because obviously Ohio State softball's been pretty good, of late. But I mean, this is a major jump. I'm talking about just in, like you said, teaching them how to hit. Or I don't even know what kind of clinic you put on, but I would think a lot of people will be attending your clinics down the road with just this power you guys have brought to the fore. I mean, who's the young lady, Reagan Milliken? She had one hit, as Mike Bassford pointed out to me, prior to this season, and
correct.
She now is fifth in the nation with 49 RBIs. I mean, how does that transformation happen?
I think we find what works for them, right?
Yeah.
We don't have a cookie cutter system. We're finding what triggers, what words, what affirmations works for that particular person, right?
Yes.
And it's not the same. They might be doing the same thing, but what they feel, what they do, it clicks in their head is not the same. And so it's finding that out. And once you find that out, it's really hard to lose it in what you do. So I think that's like each person. So for Reagan, who's this is her third year, having one hit coming in, I mean, she figured out what works for her. So it's cool. That's a cool stat.
Yes,
that's
it
a cool
is.
Stat.
Coach, y'all are 34 games into this season. Obviously, you got about a month and some change left until the end of the season. What's something that you're looking for these women to improve upon from now into then?
I think it's all aspects of the game in one time, right? Like I think sometimes when we score a lot of runs, they take a little bit off, right? You don't have to be perfect pitching. You don't have to be perfect defense. And I would like to see like it all click at one time. There'll be games like Notre Dame where we won 3-2. Our pitching and our defense was on point, right? And hitting was there just enough. And then obviously like yesterday we scored 13 runs, but we gave up some runs because we didn't play great defense. And so once that all clicks, I think I would love to see that, because once that all clicks, I think it's going to be something incredible.
Hey, let's go back to your philosophy when it comes to hitting and, how you want your team to approach it. Like, you want your team to lead the nation in doubles, right? Because that means you're hitting the ball on the nose, and if you get home runs out of that, that's a good deal. But I like that philosophy. I mean, where did you generate that, or where did that come to fruition for you?
So I learned a lot of what I do hitting at Virginia Tech when I was there as an assistant before I was a head coach at Miami. And so taking a lot of their philosophies, doing that, and you want to lead the nation in doubles, because towards the end of the year, the doubles are what's going to score runs, right?
Yeah.
And so if you like yesterday, we had back-to-back doubles that were hit off the wall, and they're going to score on that. And so if you hit the ball on the nose, you're going to hit it hard, and if you get the right backspin, it might go further than the wall, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't, but if you're hitting doubles and you're hitting the ball hard, then anything can happen, right? Even if they catch it, the more you hit the ball hard and on the nose, the better it's going to be in the long run. So, yeah, so that's kind of where we got it, where lead the nation in doubles. And whatever happens from there happens.
You know, Coach, right now you're currently on a 9-game winning streak. Are you superstitious? Is there anything that y'all do to what do y'all do to continue this winning streak? Is it, shower with the jerseys on? That's a thing.
No, we don't.
Save on laundry.
No,
Save on laundry bill.
Any of that. We don't even talk about it. I think that's more of a male thing. I think, females just have to have fun, right? Mm-hmm. And I think they're having a lot of fun. We make sure we feed them because, if they get hungry. And other than that, no, I think they're enjoying. I don't think they worry about anything like that. So, so we don't do anything. People might think I'm superstitious. We do the same thing every day. My speech in the huddle is the same because it's working. So if you want a viral video of me giving a great speech, find someone else because that's not me.
I was going to say, but there is a certain momentum. You can feel a certain momentum with the team, right? I mean, you've got to be feeling that right now. I mean, y'all are hosting Indiana, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, I think, at Buckeye. Am I right about that?
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, big series. Go ahead.
Big 10 series. Yeah. Big series. Yeah. Huge this weekend. So, yeah, we want Buckeye Nation to be there.
Yeah, I mean, I've told people this, Kirin. I mean, there are two women's sports I definitely enjoy watching. I enjoy watching women's softball and volleyball because it's played at a certain speed. You know what I mean? A certain level, yeah. and you guys are really getting it done from standpoint of an excitement standpoint. You touched on that earlier, right? But are the fans catching up with you?
Yeah, I guess we're going to see this weekend. In the midweek, it's kind of hard a little bit to see when you play. And it wasn't like the best weather. So sometimes, maybe if I figure out a way to bring heaters out for the fans, we might get more. But this weekend's supposed to be fantastic, right? In the 70s.
Yes.
Great softball weather. So, but yeah, no, I think softball is gaining momentum because of you had someone throw the fastest pitch ever, just recently. We're doing. I mean, Buckeye Nation is far and wide, especially in the United States. So, when you see people succeed, people want to cheer them on. So we would love to see it, even if it's on TV. But being there in person, I think when you come watch our team and you just see the fun they have in the dugout, it makes you want to be there and be around them.
Yeah, I was going to say, and it fits in a nice 2-hour window, right? I mean, most of these games, I mean, it's like it gets going and gets done. I mean, that's fun too, right?
Yeah, and if we hit the way we're hitting, it can be done even quicker.
Yeah,
right. We have an 8-run rule, so
that's what I told somebody today. Don't park beyond the outfield fence; you might regret it.
Yeah, Lori, the soccer coach, says, "Hey, are you guys hitting on the field today?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "All right, I'm moving my car."
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah,
there you
not
go.
the place. Not the place.
Kirin Kumar, ladies and gentlemen, 2K, the first-year softball coach at Ohio State, getting it done. Kirin, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate the support and what you do for all sports.
All right, you got it. Ladies and gentlemen, Kirin Kumar, they've got it going on. We're going to be back, our last little segment in our abbreviated Buckeye Show. Tim May and Tavis Powell, we're going to do #Buckeyes in just a moment when we return.
This promo is brought to you by Common Man and Timmy Hall's Ping Pong Game. The Fan.
Hey, it's Anthony. Of course, I sit and do the show 3 hours a day. But after that, I'm looking to get things done, enjoy the spring weather. So I want to be on my feet a lot, playing golf, working out, just moving around. I was introduced to the Good Feet store because my feet were aching way too often. And what I found there is a 3-step custom arch support system that has me feeling awesome. My personally fit arch supports have helped realign my feet, reposition my body into a more ideal position, and not only that, strengthen my feet to help support me. It's made all the difference in how I feel every day. The Good Feet store is going to help you where you need relief and find the arch supports that work best for you. And when you wear them as a system, their arch supports are more effective at long-term pain reduction and elimination. So go in, take the free test walk. Good Feet arch supports are immediately available. Their products are proudly made in the USA. They're on Polaris Parkway and on Stringtown Road in Grove City or at goodfeet.com.
Hello, I'm Ross Bjork, Senior Vice President and Eugene Smith, Wolf Foundation Endowed Athletics Director at The Ohio State University. In partnership with AEP, Donato's, Kroger, The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, Huntington, and 10 TV, Ohio State Athletics strives to inspire the community to make a positive impact on children and families in our great state through the Buckeyes Care Initiative. Show and share your support in the community by using the hashtag BuckeyesCare.
Come on over to Heartland and join our family.
Now, community banking is the lifeblood of the American financial system, building strong, lasting relationships. We're just better able to help guide you down life's road. Flexibility is paramount to success. Community banking is alive and well in the Heartland. I'm Scott McComb. Come on over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change will help ease your oil change-anxiety. Picture expert technicians who are quick but not rushed. When you hear the bell, breathe in and out. Now, let go of your oil change-anxiety. Visit Valvoline Instant Oil Change today and find automotive peace. No appointment needed.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, two-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance is prepared for what's next and protects what matters most to you. With independent insurance agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova Insurance is an easy win for your peace of mind. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you.
The tournament is underway. Is your bracket a big pile of trash like mine? Big voice guy took it on the chin this year. Anyway, check your standings in the Fan and 10 TV Bracket Challenge.
Sponsored by Mountain Dew, Ohio Bottled Buckeye Bowl.
The most accurate bracket, not mine, will take home $1,000. Check your progress at 971thefan.com. Wasting time has never been more fun. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Beds are us. When dreams don't get in, beds are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
Beds are us. When dreams don't get in, beds are us.
No matter what you love about March Hoops, it's always mad, but we're always rooting for our Buckeyes. When you embrace a chill mindset, it's a good time to crack open a Coors Light and choose chill all tournament long. Join the ESPN Tournament Challenge presented by Coors Light for a chance to win cash, prizes, and even a flyaway trip to a mountain retreat. Just submit a photo of your broken bracket at CoorsLight.com/March Hoops. Coors Light, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. 21 means 21. Celebrate responsibly.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Social media can be a cesspool. Allow us to navigate the waters. Hashtag Buckeyes.
Sponsored by The Waterworks. Call the plumbing, heating, and cooling technicians at The Waterworks and header today. Call 614-232-2222. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
We're back for the final segment of our abbreviated Buckeye Show, and what better way to end it than the hashtag Buckeyes. And where you find out what somebody has tweeted that catches your fancy, or is it X'd? What somebody has X'd?
No, you better.
Catches your
nobody
fancy?
in this universe will ever call it X'd.
Yeah, like
they will say
Googled.
what you tweeted.
You may look it up on Bing or Yahoo,
he
but
can
you
switch the
Googled
name
it.
all he wants, but it's going to always be referred to as Twitter and what somebody tweeted.
Bingo.
But
Go ahead, give me one, man.
What I seen ESPN put this article out. I think it was maybe a week ago, and it was talking about breakout players for this upcoming football season. And it got to Ohio State, and I wanted to see who was the guy. And the name that they picked was Edric Houston. And they go on to talk about how, Ohio State's losing all their defensive linemen. Somebody got to step up. And I agree. Edric Houston was one of those guys from the minute he got here. I think he got here last spring. Mm-hmm. From the minute he got here, he made a difference. I remember in that spring game, because that's back when I was doing collective stuff, I was at the game, and I was ironically talking to his mother. And she was so excited for him. She was like, he's doing well out there. And I'm like, yeah, he's doing his thing. So it's nice to see him get in the rotation. Now, obviously, since he's been here, he's starting to slide in, which shows versatility, which I like that as well. Obviously, he's put some size on, but Edric Houston was a really good get. Obviously, being with Larry Johnson, you're going to need somebody. Obviously, you got what's the end? Caden Curry and Kenyatta Jackson. Right. But you need other guys on the inside, and I think he's going to do a magnificent job because he uses his hands really well when he plays, and he's very violent hands. Yeah, he's bought into this 3 technique thing, man. And, because, some guys can pout, if they don't get to play that edge or glamour position. Mm-hmm. As I told Nick Bosa one time, I said, you guys have it made because you only have to make 2 plays a game. Everybody thought you had a hell of a game, but and he laughed. He goes, you're exactly right. But the bottom line is, the way he's, and he's beefed up some too. But boy, you take the quicks he's got and put them down there in a 3-tech, in a little bit bigger body. He really likes that. He really likes where he's going there. Now, the guy I'm looking at in that regard is C.J. Hicks, because now he's playing the edge. Finally, they got him where they should have put him 2 years ago, in my opinion. Maybe not play every play, but let him just get after things. And I think they found his sweet spot. What's your take on that? I think that he's been begging to play edge. Yes. He's been wanting to rush the passer, and he's had some games where after his whole blow-up last season, they decided to let him rush the passer, and he looked good at times. Yes. So I think now that he's there consistently, and that's his job, I think Matt Patricia's going to do a really good job of putting him in situations, bringing him in, maybe running a 3-4 type thing where you got 2 good rushers on one side, maybe run some twists and stunts off of that. I think he's athletic enough to do those things, and I think his stock is really going to go through the roof. Yeah, I was going to say his weight's up to 240. He wants to get to 245. And, just 2 years ago, I was talking to him about being maybe Micah Parsons all over again. Yeah. Because he wears number 11, I mean, he's definitely bought in. I mean, every time I see clips on Twitter, it's him with Matt Patricia talking about something. So he's really trying to be locked into this season because he realized what's all riding and what's at stake in this season. So, to me, a guy like that, he's destined to have a breakout year. Yeah. And boy, if he comes on, like I wrote about, there's 3 ways to rebuild a roster: recruiting, transfer portal, and shifting a guy to another spot where all of a sudden he finds his sweet spot. Right? I mean, we're talking about a guy shifting. Think about the nickel position. Yeah. Jordan Hancock is a guy that I thought was very underappreciated because he was a guy that nobody really talked about. Which is good. That means nobody's scoring on him or nobody's catching the ball on him. He was very solid in that nickel role. And this was a guy that started off as corner, had to learn how to play nickel, and really, really learned the position and dominated the position. But now you got a guy like Lorenzo Styles there. Do you know who's running with the 2s? I don't know. Yeah. I mean, right now, the number one thing that we think about is Lorenzo Styles. Right. This is a guy that was a wide receiver that's really been shifting his focus on becoming a corner. And they trust him enough. We seen him in game last year. It was a couple of times he was out there, so they trust him on the field. It's his time to really make some money. If that ball goes in the air, he needs to turn back into a receiver and attack it. Hey, man, I'm 71. You can't hit me with a quick question. I don't, where I have to think of the answer. I do know who's running back in there, but they've got a lot of guys in there, because as Ryan Day said yesterday or a couple of days ago, when I was asking about Caleb Downs, I mean, he's being held out a little and stuff because he had a long season and he's earned that. Yeah, absolutely. But they got a lot of guys coming on, man. And secondary, I wanted to read this hashtag and get your take on it from obviously Bucknuts. James Laurinaitis believes Peyton Pierce
is an absolute natural at linebacker for the Buckeyes.
Yeah.
They've got to have those guys stepping up, and we got to talk to him today a little bit. Man, he really loves the cerebral part of the game, and on special teams and stuff, he kind of made a little bit of a name for himself last year. But those are the kind of guys you got to have stepping up behind Sonny Styles and Arvell Reese this spring, right?
Peyton Pierce is like one of my favorite recruits.
Why is that?
Because I dealt with him during the collective times, and like he was just talking to him and his dad, like they were just. Like, they understood, like, this kid is here to work.
Yeah.
Like, the NIL stuff will take care of itself, but, like, for him, he needs to earn that thing. I don't really want him to get the stuff off the rip. I want him to earn it.
Yeah.
And that, to me, it just spoke to me the type of player that he is and the type of guy that he is. So that guy's probably going to grind, and he's going to be one of those guys that I root for no matter what happens. He's going to be a guy that I'm like, whenever he gets his opportunity, he's going to make the most of it because that guy's hungry.
I see guys all the time. Well, we don't get to cover the team like we used to in the old days, but still, when you see them, there are some guys you just have a gleam in their eye. He's one of those guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, do you ever go by something like that?
Yeah,
about
you can look at a player
like
and tell
Caleb Downs, his
he got
eyes
some
almost
stuff
sparkle.
to him.
Yeah,
he got some stuff to him. I can't wait to see what he does. This spring should be big for him. To see him in the spring game, it should be really good to see him go because I think he could be a really good linebacker.
Do you think Devin Sanchez will prove himself needing to be maybe in the mix, maybe a nickel, maybe that nickel guy? I mean, this young freshman.
I mean, if you want to,
because you watch him, man. He's
very athletic.
He's he's in the depth at cornerback right now, but he's a guy I see another 5 months from now really getting a hold of things.
I think if he becomes really like a playmaker, like if he's making plays in practice, and you're solidified at corner, you use him at nickel to get him on the field because you can't take away from you can't have enough playmakers on the field. A guy that makes plays. If he's doing that, put him on the field at nickel and let him ball out there.
Yeah.
But I think if he's you can't just sit back and let him just waste a year. You got to have at some point get him on the field if he's doing that well, which. That's a lot of people talk about him. So,
all right, Matt Patricia. Every defensive player we ask about Matt Patricia, they really like what he's bringing from the standpoint of putting guys in position, like almost you're talking about, to make plays. Put them not necessarily make plays, but to contribute. You know, and it's not a XYZ defense. It's a put guys where they can make plays for you.
Right now, it's a fill-out process. He's trying to see what people are good at.
Right.
I don't think he's truly making like he's got like a playbook set in stone because you can't really do that. If you're a good coach, you got to go out there and see, okay, this guy's really good at pass rushing, so we're going to build a playbook to where I get this guy as pass rushing.
Right.
Or these guys cover really well. They play cover two really well. Guess what? Our base defense is going to be cover two. Like that's the type of things that he's trying to figure out right now. What is the strengths and weaknesses of his personnel? And then I think he makes the playbook off of that. Right now, to me, you keep everything pretty generic because you want to build football players. Once you get football players and they understand the basics of football, then you can make your own playbook because these guys are going to know that they're going to be able to get in the right spot and make plays.
Real quick before we go, we got less than a minute left. What is your take on Jermaine Matthews? I think obviously he's played a lot, but now he's one of the two guys, with Igbinosin out there, Iggy as I call him. I don't think he even likes that. But my point is Jermaine Matthews just – when a guy, can you see, when you were on the team, could you see a guy, hell, you even did that, just blossom, you know what I mean, into that?
Well, I had to work.
Yeah, you did.
He came in naturally ready to go. I had to put in a lot of work to even get his foot on the field.
You had to walk uphill to school both days.
But now that Jermaine Matthews is a guy now, and he's going to be the starting guy, I think that he's going to carry himself that way. You need to see him make some plays. One of the things that I was worried about a little bit last year was, speed-wise, but then again, when I seen it was against JJ, so it was like kind of hard to say that. So I think he'll be a great player this year.
I got you. Well, man, I enjoyed this abbreviated version, Thomas.
Yeah, man, it was good. I told you it was going to be one of the best shows this station has ever seen.
Hey, and Kirin Kumar getting it done as the first-year Ohio State softball coach. But until tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Buckeye Show. This was Tim May and Tyvis Powell. We'll see you then.
If you're starting your day any other way, you're doing it wrong. Morning Juice with Bobby and Beamer.
Weekdays starting at 6.
The Fan.
Hey, Ohio State fan, are you ready for game day? Get hyped and get your crew going with the Buckeye Meal at BK. For $20, you'll get 1 juicy flame grilled Whopper sandwich, 1 original chicken sandwich, 2 mouthwatering cheeseburgers, 3 crispy golden small fries, and 3 refreshing small drinks. Grab your $20 Buckeye Meal today and share the taste of victory. At BK, have it your way. You rule. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. Tax extra. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. And no matter what tasty choice you make, our low prices add up to big savings. Plus, you get over $600 in digital coupons each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump and points. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Looking for a very special way to commemorate the 9th national championship in Ohio State football history? Then check out the beautiful Ohio State timepieces at OxiaTime.com. Oxia has created a series of heirloom quality designs to celebrate the Buckeyes, including the limited edition Ryan Day autograph box sets. Equally impressive to the quality of their products is the quality of the people behind these watches. Go to OxiaTime.com to learn more on their backstory and claim your piece of Ohio State history. That's AXIATime.com.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers. We're improving lives. We're reimagining healthcare.
Buy 5, save 5 deals are back at Meijer. Buy 5 or more and save $5 or more when you mix or match on items like Dannon Light and Fit Greek Yogurt 4-packs, 5-pound bags of Halo Mandarin oranges, assorted varieties of Kraft cheese, and select 12 packs of Coca-Cola and Pepsi products, plus deposit where applicable. Saving money during the Meijer Buy 5, Save 5 sale makes grocery shopping a good deal better. Exclusions apply. See all deals in-store or in the Meijer app.
Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could dump all your problems on someone else's back? Well, when you wake up to a clogged drain or a plumbing issue, make that Mr. Rooter's problem.
Call 855-MISTERS today or MrRooter.com.
Call Mr. Rooter.